Hi everyone, this is Sharan. Today in this video, we are going to see about a company where the algorithm they were using was one of the primary reasons for them to suffer huge losses. They had to shut down an unit of their business and they had to reduce the workforce by about 25%. This is really huge. I'm talking about Zillow. Zillow is a huge company. They had a revenue of 2.7 billion US dollars in 2019. They have more than 100 million housing data in their database. Their tool Zestimate, which used to predict the price of a property, was working extremely good. The error rate was below 5%, and for those properties which are in the market, the error percentage was below 1.5%. But still, they had to shut down their flipping business. So what is flipping business? Flipping business is something where a company buys a particular property, preferably old property, for a discounted price. They invest money on the renovations and then they sell the property within a short span of time at a premium price. So this is something that is commonly used by many people who are in the real estate industry to make some quick money within a short period of time. And Zillow was also heavily investing in this particular business, and they were relying on their algorithm Zestimate in order to predict the price of the property which they are planning to buy. And they were planning to invest money on the renovation and sell it at a premium price and make some quick money within a short period of time. But for some reason, their tool, their algorithm, which was able to predict price of the property at an extreme level of accuracy, was going wrong. So today in this video, we are going to see about the possible reasons what could have caused the algorithm to not perform so well. All the information that I share in this video is based on the details that are present in the public domain. I do not work for Zillow, or I do not know anyone who is working for Zillow. So all these details that I am sharing here is based on the information that is available in the public domain, and this is important for anyone who is in data science to know about. Why? Because whatever be the data science problem that you are working on, it is very important for you to understand what are all the possible scenarios where things can go wrong, and how to manage the risk and ensure that the outcome that is being produced by your algorithm is really good, and to ensure there is no huge negative impact that can cost a fortune for your company. So now let's get into the topic and then see what are all the 5 possible reasons that could have caused the issue. The number one reason is the data quality. I will not be saying that the data quality in case of Zillow was really bad. In fact, the data quality was really good. They were able to predict the housing price at such a level of accuracy that housing price is generally very uncertain, and if you are able to predict price of a property within the error rate of 1.5%, it means that your algorithm is good, your data is quality is good, and everything is good. But what we need to understand here is it is very much possible for things to go wrong. Why? Because the source that Zillow was using was the information that is available in the public domain, the information that are captured in the official documents, and the information that are provided by the user themselves. So here, whenever we are handling user generated information, we need to understand that it is possible to have some data quality issue. And in case of Zillow, in just one property, let's say an user had provided some incorrect information. So Zillow predicts that it can buy a particular property at a price of 1 million, and it had gone wrong by 10%, primarily because of incorrect information provided by the user. So now in this particular property, the loss is up to $100,000. And very few such properties is enough to cause losses in millions. So we need to understand what is the impact, and we need to manage it well. So what I would recommend is, when you are working on a particular problem which has a huge impact, the outcome produced by your model, if it is going to have a huge impact, you need to understand the quality of the data that you are using. You need to have metrics in place that will be able to measure the quality of the data that are being collected. The second one is the dependency on the algorithm. In scenario where the risk associated is very high, we need to ensure that there is no 100% dependency on the algorithm. Let me take a simple example. So let's take self-driving cars. Self-driving cars are really good. The autonomous cars are really good. They can take you from one point to the other point extremely safe. they are in the majority of the cases much better than the human drivers. Their response time is very low as compared to humans. They are able to make very quick decisions, but still we need someone to sit on the driver's seat and someone to be ready to take control of the vehicle. Why? Because the risk associated is quite high. Similarly, in this case, it is very clear that the risk associated is very high. Even like the 1% deviation in the accuracy of the model will have impact in thousands of dollars. So it is important to understand like what is the actual impact of the outcome that we are producing, that the outcome that have been produced by our model, and hence whenever the risk associated is very high, we need to ensure that there is someone who inspects or who oversees the outcome that are produced by the model. In case of Zillow, before buying the property, they could have had a team like the actual real estate agent teams who do the actual inspection and then see and then check if all the details that are provided by the user are correct to ensure that the price that is being predicted by the algorithm is accurate enough. The third thing that you need to be aware of is the possibility of gaming the system. Whatever be the data science problem that you are working on, like whatever be the product you are working on, like there is always the possibility for someone to try and game your system. So here in this case, like there is an possibility for someone, like for a big player, to game the system. Let me explain you how. For example, let's say the price of a particular property in a locality depends upon the price of other properties in the same locality. So let's assume that I am a big player in the real estate industry and I have a lot of property in a particular locality. So what I try to do is I try to first sell few of those properties at a very high premium to someone I know. So now what happens is, due to this particular sale, the impact of this particular sale cascades to the other properties that are nearby. So what happens, the prices of other property artificially increases, and now what I plan to do is I plan to sell all my other properties at a premium price. So now I made a lot of money in the other properties, and the price of the properties in that particular locality has artificially increased, and this keeps on happening as I sell more property at a premium price. So we need to understand that whatever be the scenario that you are working on, there is always a possibility for someone to try and game your system. So you need to have a risk team to work on like the possible scenarios where things can go wrong. The fourth possible reason is the selective focus. In case of Zillow, based on the information available in the public domain, it is very clear that there has been a huge focus on predicting price of a particular property. They had thousands of algorithms running like around the clock in order to ensure that their prediction is very accurate, and they were sourcing information from so many different places. But what I understand is that could have been some more focus to understand the buyer as well as the seller behavior. So the price of a particular property also depends upon the buyer characteristics. What are all the various things that can impact like the decision of a particular buyer? What are all the various scenarios? What could possibly go wrong? Maybe some of those analysis could have helped to understand the problem from the buyer point of view. Similarly, whatever be the data science problem that you are working on, you need to have a complete 360 kind of view. So let me explain with a simple example. Let's take customer churn analysis. While working on customer churn analysis, you need to understand what are all the various issues that could have happened that could have made a particular customer to churn off. But what you need to understand is that could be some external factors too. The various features offered by the competition, the discount offered by the competition, that could be the reason for a customer to move to a competition. There need not be any specific issues with your particular product. There could be some discounts offered by the competition that could have triggered the move. So you need to understand from different points of view. The final one is the external factors that can't be controlled. For example, in case of Zillow, there is definitely a lot of external factors that cannot be controlled. Let me explain with example. So let's say my algorithm, like Zillow's algorithm, is predicting to buy a particular property at a price of $1 million. So let's assume that this price is quite accurate as of today. So now Zillow plans to spend about $100,000 in renovation, and they are planning to sell this particular property at a price of 1.2 to 1.3 million US dollars within the span of, let's say, 2 to 3 months. So now this is where the issue happens. So now their prediction of $100,000 for the renovation has increased because of the demand in the labor. So this definitely happened in case of Zillow, because Zillow had been buying thousands of properties across US and they were investing so much on the renovation. The demand for the labor has been artificially increased by themselves, and now what happens is the cost to renovate a particular property has increased. So from $100,000, let's say the cost to renovate the property has almost doubled. It increased to $200K. And also due to external factors, let's say the price of the property in that locality has gone down from maybe 1 million US dollars to about 900K. So now what happened? The original value of the property has gone down. On top of that, the investment to renovate the property has gone high. So now Zillow has no other option. They have to either sell it at cost or they have to sell it for a loss. And this possibly could have happened on a larger scale in many other properties. And so what you need to understand from here is whatever be the data science problem that you are working on, you can't control some external factors. You can't really try to include them into your algorithm. There are some things that can keep changing and that can't be controlled. You need to understand that there is always possibility for a risk, and you need to have someone to monitor the performance of the model, to monitor how things are going. The purpose of the data science team doesn't end once the model is put into the production. So there needs to be a maintenance team which constantly monitors the performance of the model. That needs to be metric, that needs to be dashboard which monitors the performance of the model that are being implemented to understand how well it is performing. As any other thing, the algorithm also has a lifetime. We can't build one algorithm and then put it to use in production for unlimited number of time. As we progress, the behavior changes, the characteristic changes, the industry itself changes, and so our algorithm should also change and adapt to those changes. So these are all the possible scenarios, possible reasons where things could have gone wrong, and these are all the scenarios where things can definitely go wrong. So when you work on a data science problem, you need to understand all these scenarios and you need to ensure that you plan well. So that's it about for today's video, and I hope you would have learned something new. If you have learned something new, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Apart from these data science related videos, I also create videos to teach data science related concepts to learn data science in 100 days. So you can check out that particular series and then see if that is helpful for you to learn data science. That's it for now. See you in another video. Bye.